Hi you guys, my name is Sarah, and if you like furniture makeovers, you're in the right spot. Don't go anywhere. I'm an Aussie living in Nashville, Tennessee with my family, and I make over, paint and repurpose a lot of furniture. If you like that sort of content, please consider subscribing. That would be amazing. Welcome to my little shop. This is 445 Designs. Alright, it's been washed 3 times, rinsed twice, just for good luck, vacuumed out. Oh, that was the grossest one I've had so far, so yay. I think it had every spider known to man. Well, at least every American spider. I didn't see any Aussie spiders. That was just a piece of work. My hair keeps tickling my neck and I feel like spiders are crawling on me. Yeah, I'm just not sure how much of this is paint and how much of this is going to be stain, but I guess we'll discover together as we go along. But it needs drying out, and once it is dry, I'll be shellacking the inside just to seal it all up. And you know, it smells wet now. It didn't smell before, but now it smells wet, and I just, you know, don't play around with smells. If you're going to do all this work and put all of this effort in, then you may as well do a full proper job, because you don't want to, you know, I had a fussy lady with a smell, but that wasn't a bad smell. That was, she didn't like the smell of the Dixie Belle orange wax, whatever it's called, Big Mama's butter. I'm messing around with smells. All right, Bondo. I'm going to Bondo all the places that need Bondoing. Okay, you guys, I got a little box from Australia. If you guys have been following along with me, I know I've mentioned more than once how I love to support small businesses here in the States, but definitely at home as well. So Fiona, hello, at Alice's Wonders. I went on and ordered some soap for myself. We got to chatting, Fiona and I. She has sent me a box full of goodies along with the soap that I ordered. Let's have a little look. So the soap that I ordered is this brush cleaning soap. It's a eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is just home for me. She also sent me lemongrass and exotic lime. Seriously, my brushes are gonna get spoiled. And then this one is orange blossom. And she also snuck these guys in for me. So this is sweet pea and jasmine hand balm, and I also got ginger lily lip balms, which are so cool. This one is raspberry and this one is lemon meringue. A soap saver. These are awesome. I have it for my shampoo bars in the shower, but this is going to be so good for my brush soap. Thank you so much, Fiona. You guys, if you are in Australia and you love to support small businesses like I do, go over to aliceswonders.com.au. Go ahead and order some soap. You will not regret it. If you're outside of Australia, if you're interested in getting some of these soaps mailed to you, just shoot Fiona an email, fiona@aliceswonders.com.au. I'll link all of it below. I don't know if she can do it or not, but I know that Aussies, they will bend over backwards. Try and give Fiona a shout out and tell her I said hi, and go ahead and order. You can also find her on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Rightio, I am building this, right, as a base, a good proper base, good solid foundation for my legs. These were a gift from my Amazon. These to go into the base. So I do have the hardware that goes in there, but I needed something solid because the joints underneath and plus these boards underneath here were really thin. They're only like a few mil thin, whereas this is like, I don't know, what's that, 10, 15 mil, an inch thick, which is a good thickness. It's gonna look good. Now I just have to glue and screw all of these together. Pocket holes, going to glue as well as screw it in. It's probably worth mentioning because I do get comments every time I glue something in a video where people are like, stop using your finger. But my dad is a carpenter. I mention him a lot in my videos. He has taught me a lot of what I know, and I watched my dad for many years glue boards this way, wiping it with his finger. And I appreciate the input and the suggestions, I really do. I just don't want to annoy anyone because I'm not doing it the way it was suggested to me, but I promise I am not being rude. So instead of lining it all the way up over here, which would be nice, you know, all flush and all that jazz, but when I go to screw in my screw there, it's going to interfere with the hole over there. So I'm just moving it over. It's still going to provide stability and structure to the base, and I've glued in behind there, and then I'm just going to take my Craig jig screws and attach it. Oh, okay, maybe not. Let's try that again, shall we? I'm doing it upside down. Get out. I'll go in the house in a second. Glue screwed this to brace it.
Yeah, that'll be the response.
Oh, okay, good. I've been recording this whole time. They just heard me swear. The paper has finally come, and I can test my paint color against the paper, and what I decided on was my Rustoleum milk paint. Light coats with this guy, and I'm probably going to end up doing 2 coats, so probably 3 to get full coverage. I haven't used powdered milk paint before, but from what I can tell watching other people use it, the difference between the powdered milk paint and the Rustoleum is that with powdered milk paint you can add a thing called a bonding agent, and it helps the milk paint adhere to what you're painting. I went on a little adventure today with my daughter, just to have some mum time, and I went to pick up some anti-slime paint, and I also went to pick up some DIY paint because I'm getting low on stock, so I needed to replenish And honestly, those two brands are my favorite brands. I love them. I mean, I will use anything, but if you ask me what my favorites are, not that you did, I'm just volunteering this information. Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary is the owner of DIY Paint, and Annie Sloan, the owner of Annie Sloan Chalk Paint, are my favorites. Moving on. On our adventure, I got Sandy Blonde. I love these names. How they come up with these names is something else. I'm going to do a wash on these two drawers. They are the bottom drawers of this dresser and the legs. I was hoping that if I stained them, the colors would come close, but I didn't even bother staining these because these are more reddish in tone. I just wanted to see how these guys would take the stain, and they did not. So yeah, so I'm just going to, you know, wet the piece, the lazy girls wash. Wet the piece, wet my brush. It was already wet. I've dipped my brush in, and now I'm wetting it again, and we're just gonna paint it on. And I'm wearing my good jeans because I've come straight from going out with Hope to in the garage so I could paint these. You know, I want it transparent. I don't want it a solid color. I want to be able to see some of the wood grain underneath. That's why I'm not going for full coverage, and I've watered it down. Off to a good start. Let me go over a few things. The paper arrived. It's a lot less than I hoped there would be. I barely have enough to reach across the length of the two top drawers, right? Because it's gonna go like that, okay? I wish I had a couple of mil extra, you know, maybe 10 mil extra to play with, but I don't. I have like millimeters on each side that it's short. So what did I do to combat that? I actually painted out the sides of the drawers on each side in the same color as the dresser, right? Where I've feathered it out. I've sanded it so there's not a ridge. So now when I stick it on, see that? Where you can see the green. I'm doing it that way because I don't want to get to the left-hand drawer and be like this much. I hope that's clear what I've done. But this paper, mate, it's lovely, and it's fabric, it's not plastic. It's really good quality, but it's really expensive. I paid for this small amount $44. So, but it was worth it. It was such a pretty paper, and I was really taken with it when I saw it. So I'm just going to roll the camera and let you guys follow along with what I do. I'm using my Krylon clear sealing wax just to seal in this milk paint. And I'm using a lint-free rag to wipe it all back. After it's sat there for a minute or two. Alright, so I get to use these adjustable pools that were given to me on my Amazon wish list so long ago. Oh my word, I can't pick everything up. But this is finally the perfect piece. And these knobs, so this is by Franklin Brass. I got them from, obviously, Amazon. And these knobs match. It's from the same company, Franklin Brass. So, okay. The bar goes in here. You drop this little pin in, and when you screw it in, you would, I'll show you rather than explaining it to you. Totally confusing you. I was totally skeptical. I didn't think it was going to work. But it did. And it looks really lovely. And then the bar doesn't move.
Doing?
Trying to sell it. Okay. Fingers crossed. Somebody likes it. I was not touching that, what I know now to be a dust bowl, for love or money. I didn't know at the time if it was a critter. You know, I would rather startle it with two ends of a stick rather than, you know, my hands. So I would have screamed like a banshee if it probably would have been good entertainment if it was a creature, but it wasn't. Oh, thank goodness. This was quite possibly the worst dresser I've had so far, which is good, a good track record, but it cleaned up so well. It was just all, you know, left and neglected. It wasn't water damaged. There was no damage to it at all. So it was in really good shape. It was just something else was living inside of it. So this Rustoleum paint, right? I sort of started the idea in the middle of the video and didn't really finish it. So I think the Rustoleum paint already has a bonding agent in it, because typically milk paint, you add water to the powder and you paint it on your piece and it chips. Unless you use a bonding agent, if you add that to the water and powder, then it doesn't chip. And it depends, or it chips less depending on how much bonding agent you put in. I think the Rustoleum has a bonding agent already built into it, because this paint did not chip at all. It is such a pretty, delicate color. I really like it, and it goes really well with this eucalyptus paper. I showed my dad, actually. I FaceTimed him yesterday, had some questions for him on a project that I'm working on, and I showed him the dress and he was like, eucalyptus, and I was like, yeah. I didn't want all 6 drawers. I felt like that would have been too much. And then, you know, it has that green bar right here to break up, whereas these two are next to each other, but then green and then a drawer. So I felt like those 2 bottom drawers deserve their own statement. And when the eucalyptus tree sheds its bark, the underneath bark, skin thing, is that really light, creamy, sandy kind of color. And it's so beautiful, you guys. Like I said, with Fiona's soaps, eucalyptus just reminds me of home. And when I saw the paper, I couldn't go past it. I had to get it, even though it was really expensive. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. On next week's piece, way back in the beginning when I started my videos, I said I was a channel with DIY and makeovers, and I've done way more makeovers than DIYs. So, out of necessity, I have started a project, or I'm in the middle of the project currently, of DIYing myself something that I need. This week, my project is to turn this guy, a section of upper cabinets, kitchen cabinets, into, and I am having so much fun doing it, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I hope I see you on that video. Bye.